PEMCAST.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to PEMCAST. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. I'm Chris, and today I'm joined by none other than Raymond Yoo, a.k.a. Jimothy Butler.
Oh, dude, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about it. But yeah, Jimothy Butler. Yeah, man. Excited you're here, bro. How's your week?
It was good. I feel like ever since I started working, every week's like the same.
What do you do again?
I'm a software engineer at Amazon.
You're probably... Sounds fun.
No. I think every day I wake up and I look forward to like doing something active.
Not working? Yeah. Sometimes I'll work and then like I'll go like the whole day just at my desk, not taking a walk at all, dude.
No, that's
why I'm taking vitamin D, because I need the vitamin D because I'm missing out.
I think for me, it's like my friends call me like a dog. It's like if I sit still too long, I need to like I get like jittery.
Oh, you get the jitters. Oh,
yeah.
Not me. I can like sit for like hours. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, bro. Anything new with you, bro?
Anything new? Honestly, no. I feel like ever since I graduated December, I took a short break until March to just like chill.
Yeah.
Like I got a little more plugged in at church, but ever since March when I started working full time, it's been like work, church, and then working out.
Oh, so, yeah, you've been going to the gym.
Yeah.
Steve getting swole. No, but yeah. Any other interests that you have right now? Oh, because you need those with work.
Oh, yeah.
You need those.
Dude.
I heard you getting into golf.
Okay, but dude, more than that, country music.
Whoa, weird.
No, not weird at all. No, Peter knows. I went to a Dead & Company concert.
Oh, is that the shirt you were wearing at PMP that one time?
I didn't listen to a single song by them. I went there because John Mayer plays guitar for them. I'm not going to lie, because it was a 4-hour show. I was getting jittery. Like, that's an example.
What was the crowd like?
All like 50-year-old white old people. And like...
At least, I mean, it feels like you had a good time. You bought a shirt.
Oh, yeah. After that, I got into like folk and country. It doesn't really like, show in my like guitar playing or whatever like that. But I feel like Peter knows
think it will?
all I talk about.
I feel like it will eventually.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll play a country like this Sunday.
Oh, let's go. You're also going to wear your Gucci shoes on Sunday?
No. Dude,
why,
that's the
dude?
thing. You betrayed me.
No, I did. I told you I'm going to South Carolina.
I still wore it.
We have an agreement that they gifted me Gucci shoes for my birthday. And I told Ray we'll wear it at the same time. So like we don't feel weird flexing. I told you, bro, at Debbie's thing that, hey, I'm going to be in South Carolina. So you might want to hold off.
Dude,
but you wore it anyways.
No, I wore it that day.
It felt good, dude.
You know how many looks I got? I swear Peter was like, what is he wearing?
Good looks though, bro.
I mean, maybe.
Let's just dive into it. Yeah? You ready?
Sir. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I have a couple of things that like, because like with you, like I've always been, don't take this the weird way, like I've always been like super interested in you.
Huh.
Yeah, don't blush. I see you blushing, but I've been very interested just because like, I feel like we click, and I feel like we have, we recently started talking and I feel like we click pretty well. So I guess we can just start off like, I think salvation stories are definitely something that can always tug at our hearts and like really see God's glory. You know what I mean? So if you're willing, like, take us through that time.
Okay, so here's a long story of it. Basically, I first went to church because my very first church, the basketball court, it was like nice. It was like, it was a real basketball court. No, actually. Yeah. So I remember I'd play basketball there. I wouldn't even go to service half the time. But then the youth pastor, one time he yelled at us. He was like, what are you guys? I had never even seen you before. He was
playing basketball?
No, but it was during service.
Oh.
So he pointed at me like, I've never seen you before. Like, who are you? And I was like, oh, like I go here. Like, no, you don't. So he made me like listen to the sermon, and low key, like I was interested. I was like this ain't like school. Like, what is this guy talking about? And it was kind of interesting. But I got confirmed 8th grade just because my friends were doing it. But when I actually got saved was sophomore year of high school. I went to this one revival, and the speaker, I don't even remember him, but it was so average in my opinion. But like everybody was like crying on their knees. Like it was just like, it was crazy. Like in my like POV, I was like, what is going on?
You're like, whoa.
What kind of magic powers does this guy have? And then the praise team too. it was like mediocre. Like they weren't even on time, I feel like. But like it was like tugging at my heartstrings too. I was like, sheesh, like this is pretty lit. Like I was like crying. Everyone's crying. I was like, why is this happening? So then ever since then, I think I fell in love with worship particularly. But I also finally felt like the power of God. I was like, this definitely ain't that like speaker over there. Cause like I was like falling asleep, but at the same time so blessed. I was like it can't be him. It's like literally God. God is like speaking through him.
Yeah.
And I like rode that wave of worship. So I like joined the praise team in high school, and I served in that capacity for like a very long time. And then I moved over to a different church my senior year, and there I was leading praise. I was a teacher, and I think even when I had ups and downs, worship was that one thing that was always constant. Like,
kept you, yeah.
Even in my free time, I'd like try to worship, and that would bring me closer to God. And now, like being on praise team, like yeah, that's like really good. But more than that, it's just like the worship aspect that I'm still in love with. And I think worship is like the vehicle that I rode in order to allow me to be saved and accept God as like my savior, Jesus Christ like my savior.
Yeah.
Back in high school.
And it still is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think for me, it was like not logic, but like learning and reading about it. That's what sort of clicked for me. But it's interesting to see like your point of view. Like it was the worship that sort of like allowed your heart to be opened up to God, and it allowed it to click. And it just shows us like, yo, God has different buttons, and he's just pressing it, you know,
like
here,
you get
this is
one.
for you.
Yeah.
You get this one. But it all just leads back to him.
Yeah, I think things just make more sense to me, like because like most worship songs are based on the scripture, you know. So like oftentimes a song might become my prayer, and then if you go, there's like this website we use for like lyrics and chords. It actually says where in the Bible this song is like based on, and oftentimes like that's how I started reading the Bible. Like not going through like, okay, I'm gonna read the Bible in like 365 days. Like nah, like
that's hard.
There's no shot I'm gonna finish that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just listen to the song that I like, and I'm gonna read like where it's based off of.
Yeah, worship was your Google Translate to
actually
digest the word.
Yeah.
That sounds like really like stupid, but it's true. Like
actually
that allowed you to, because like the Bible is dense, right?
For sure.
Yeah. But I think worship, it just sounds like, was like, okay, let me put it in your language that resonates with you. And that's why I think worship is just like, I don't partake in it. I don't do like praise team, but I still find myself involved with it because of like how much I enjoy it. Like I think we both love music, you know, so that's really great to hear. Just to like go a little bit back, right? I know that you mentioned that you didn't grow up in a Christian household, right?
Yeah.
And you were saved in high school. What was that like with your family?
So in the beginning, my dad in particular was like, where are you like always going? Like he didn't really know. And I was like, oh, like I go to church. And he was like, to him, it was like a hangout. So like he was okay with it. He was like, oh sure, like just go hang out, I guess, like go have fun. But in high school when I started like serving, and that became like 3 days a week, he was like, okay, let's like kind of slow down. Like what's really going on? Like why are you at church like all the time? And I was like, I serve. And he's like, why? What did they do for you? And I was like, I don't know, like good stuff, I guess. Like I like going there. I want to serve them the same way they serve me. But I think in the beginning there was like a little bit of disagreement with my dad in particular on why I was allocating that much time to like church. Yeah. But now he's like mad chill. He's like, he knows that church kind of built my character to like, you know, who I am today. And I think he likes who I am today, hopefully. So he's okay with it. Yeah.
I think, that makes sense. That makes total sense. I feel like that's like how all parents are. Like when something,
they get concerned.
Yeah, that's it. They're not like mad. They're just like, hey,
like what are you doing?
Yeah, especially in high school, especially like Asian parents. Like high school is such hey, don't screw stuff up now.
Come on, man, get back to your SAT book.
Yeah, I used to dance so much in high school, and the minute my grades started dipping, they're like, hey, quit it. Yeah, like did that happen to you? Like I don't know if like, did you do well in high school?
I think when I started playing tennis, it took a small dip just because like I had the bug. I wanted to play tennis like all day. Like, I remember one day I just skipped like school to play tennis, and they got a call and they're like,
God,
they called me after. Like, bro, what are you doing? My mom was like flabbergasted. She wasn't even mad. She was like, you're not going pro. There's no shot. And I was like, for real?
Ew, flamed. But, glad it wasn't like
not because of church.
Yeah, that's good.
Because at church too, the leaders at like my old church, they knew like we were all mad busy, and they knew that the parents would get mad at them if our grades dipped. So I kid you not, sometimes like all of us would just do work. They'd be like, okay, for like an hour, half an hour, let's just do work. Like y'all can chill, listen to music, do your work, and then we can praise God. And we'd be like more than okay with that. Yeah.
I feel like that's where you got your whole balance thing. Like you have your work-life balance more balanced than me at this point. I think it's just being able to separate it. But yeah, I think that's such an interesting way to sort of like, because like honestly, I was saved a couple of years ago, so I don't really know what it's like to juggle high school. Because high school is a beast in itself. Yeah. You're dealing with changes to yourself. You're dealing with friends and you're dealing with college and a lot of stuff. I think knowing what it was like to like, I'm always curious on like how it's like to put on top of that faith. Because it should be on top of everything, right? Yeah. But then like you're young, you don't have like your priorities straight. Like did that ever happen to you when like your priorities were just kind of mixed up?
For sure. Yeah. I feel like because like if you think about it, especially if you're new to faith, to me, what I heard was like nothing in this world matters. So like I was like, bro, why would I study for the SAT? It don't matter, mom.
You took
like
it that way, huh?
I'm trying to go to heaven, fam. Like I was like, bro, why am I reading this book? But then I realized like I think I had a very skewed like perception. I was like, I thought you couldn't do anything in the world. You just had to be like, you know. Like, I'm gonna die today, I'm gonna go to heaven. But that's not the case. Like, we have our own missions through our worldly things too.
Exactly.
Me being like a corporate slave, I'm sure in some capacity, I'm gonna be able to glorify God. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure
I haven't seen it yet either. I'm looking like every day and I'm like, is it here? But that's good. I feel like that's definitely something that like what was your journey into PEM? You know, what was your experiences like?
All right, so I think PEM was the only church I checked out. You know that first week when you're a freshman and like you don't do anything, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what church are you gonna go to?" PEM was like the only church I checked out because Nikki, I think she started coming out to PEM again, but she was my big, and like she was going there, and I was like, okay, I'll just go there. But I stuck around because the worship was like mad good. I feel like Pete On, to be honest, there's some days when he preaches, I still don't get it because I feel like he's mad smart. And like I'm a goldfish, so like I listen to him, I'm like, wait, what? But then I feel like the things that I do get, I feel like God works in that way. It's like I might not be able to focus that well. But then there's like a one-liner.
There's like gems that you bring home every day that like sit with you. Yeah.
And then I like think about it like all week. I'm like,
but that's all you need, right?
I think that's one thing I really appreciate about like PEM, the application. I feel like a lot of churches do like okay, here's point 1, point 2, main point. But then I feel like ending with like an application, that always helped me because I feel like, because I wasn't born in like a Christian household. So like having someone tell me like, okay, this is how you apply what you learned in like your everyday, I'm like, it's pretty helpful.
Yeah. So, and it's never like super crazy things. I think that's what helps too. It's like very down to earth. So it seems achievable, right? And it's like set up in a way that like once you achieve, you're like, oh, I can keep doing this and keep applying it like week in and week out. So yeah. So that's what you liked at PEM?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like the beginnings. And then I left for a little bit. But during the pandemic, I had like this whole thing where I like stopped believing because like I'm not surrounded with a lot of Christian like friends or
family. I relate to that, bro.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard. But when they had like limited capacity, when like maybe 20 people could go in, I started going out low key because like I think I missed the human connection, and also I think there was a small part of me where I kind of missed like the love of God, and I started going out again. And then Steve Kim, he like, he and I started hanging out a lot. And then he kind of persuaded me to join praise team. And ever since then, I think I found like a community here, like a family.
Something like that you brought up that I want to dig into is just like when you said that like you kind of lost your faith, right? How did you navigate through that? You know, like what were some of the thoughts that like were going through your head? Because like I feel like for people our age, especially in a time like this, like doubt is such a big player that the enemy puts down. Like that's one of his major cards for people our age and our age group. Like, did it teach you anything about faith? Did you learn anything about yourself? Like maybe, oh, I'm not where I thought I was, or maybe, you know, God is blessing me in ways I didn't know. Like what'd you take from that experience?
No, for sure. It's funny. I had a Victor, another brother from PEM. I literally told him this exact same conversation 2 days ago, but I told him that I was like in a weird place where my best friend at the time, he was like really in on atheism. He was like, bro, like, it's all like a fairy tale, all that. And he made me read this book called Sapiens. And it basically talks about how like every religion is like the same.
This is like an institution, like a construct,
like,
right? Yeah.
It's just like trying to persuade you that everything's a fairy tale and like you're your own, you know.
Yeah.
You should only follow what you want to, you know, follow for yourself. But for me, it was like, I think I missed that love of God because I think I was saved in high school and I think I genuinely experienced the love of God. And it was so hard to forget that. I think even when I was actively trying to not believe, there was something missing. Like no matter how many friends I had, no matter like who I talked to or what I did, I feel like not being at church, not praying, not worshiping, because worship was a huge part. Yeah. Like even now, like my faith. But yeah. I think it taught me that like deep down inside, no matter what doubts I have, nothing will ever be able to like fill that like void of God's love. Like I need that.
Yeah, man. I think like doubts is like I said, like it's something that I battle with like all the time. So it's just nice to hear that like, you know, people do. Cause I was listening to a podcast this week. It was like a Tim Keller sermon or whatever. And it was talking about how Christianity deals with doubt, right? Because you have other religions where it's just like, if you doubt, that's bad. Like shame on you for doubting. And then you have secular like people saying like, doubt everything, be a skeptic, question everything, right? But Christianity has that lane that's very in the middle, very nuanced, right? Where it's just like, God knows that you have doubts, but like he accepts them and he helps you work through it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And blessing you in ways that you don't understand. And that's when you realize it. Like he answers the doubts. I feel like there's no other place that really answers your doubts like that.
I feel like, no, it's a good topic. I feel like a lot of people, especially, I know the younger folk, even like my peers who like just graduated, doubts are like always there, especially like when you're transitioning into a new life stage. I think one thing I tell like my friends or like whoever's like doubting is like even if you try to like, if you try like me to like completely throw out your faith, if you experience the love of God once, it's gonna be really hard. Like I truly doubt that you'll be able to like you can't, you know,
dude,
be like,
so
God, I don't know you anymore. You just know God.
Yeah, that's a really good thing to just say out loud. PEM should be a place where people can voice their doubts. I think those are conversations I think people, especially like I said, our age, need to have like candidly. But are there any gems that you learned through your journey now that like you want to share? Like
I think in high school, I was very intimidated by how all the leaders and even the pastors, they seem like mad holy. I was like, bro, I cannot speak to this person. Like they're like on a different level from me. Because like, especially, I think I was trying to put on a mask to like try to show them like, hey, like I'm here too. Like I'm Christian. I love God. But I feel like when I came back after the pandemic, when I like threw out my faith and I found it again and came back, I think one thing I did was I try really hard not to have a mask. And I feel like if there's anyone in like PEM or like the congregation who feels like they have to act a certain way to be accepted, I think that's really like in their own head.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I don't give like the holiest vibe, you know, but like I love God and like I'll do, like I hope that my actions alone, like me being myself, will show that to people.
No, I think I think that's the best way to go about it. You know what I mean? Because like God made you in a certain way. You just got to show it.
Like no one really cares. Like what you wear, how you talk. Like
no one really does. And that's like we're really great at PEM, I think. Like I had the same feelings about you, bro. Like I didn't know how to talk to like Pedon or any of the pastors because like again, I was fairly new to the whole Christian thing. I didn't know, but then like now I'm like so comfortable with like just reaching out to them and just like talking to them. Yeah, I think that's a culture, and I think that's a thing that Pem needs to keep doing and needs to like hold on to because like that's what makes it such a welcoming place when you start seeing like people in your life not like as NPCs but like actual humans going through actual human experiences.
Dude, it's like Pedon, he's like the final boss, but then in actuality he's just another human. Like just speak to everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's an awesome thing, and that's a good yeah, I definitely felt that way. So yeah, that's a good gem. I think it's simple, right? It's not nothing too complicated, but so that's your journey, right? You said you found God in high school, and then you kind of lost it a couple of years ago, and you came back, and then you said that's when you started serving, right? I'm curious personally, like what are the things that like you've experienced? You know, how'd you get to serving, and like what was it like in the beginning phases?
Yeah, it's a funny story. I feel like when I came back, I wasn't gonna serve because I felt like the whole thing. I thought I wasn't holy enough. I wasn't called to serve, but. I was playing basketball with Steve, Kevin, and Christian. And then as a joke, Steve was like, "Yo, don't you play guitar?" I was like, "Oh, I do play guitar." And
I forgot.
And then Christian was like, "Oh, dude, we need like electric guitar." And I was like, "I'll think about it." And like that was the first time I actually thought about it. And then P Day, he like this was when he first like transitioned over to EM, and then he was just starting to talk. And I had remembered him when I was a freshman as the PYC pastor. So I talked to him. I was like, "Yo, like, I have like a heart that wants to serve, but I feel like I'm not called to serve." And he was like, "Bro, just do it." Like TLDR, he was like, "Yo, just do it." And I think that's the best advice I ever got. So I'm on praise team because of P Day. If you think about it,
shout out to P Day.
Shout out. But it's been mad nice. I feel like when I joined praise team, I was still kind of like shy. I didn't talk to anybody. And but then David John, he was like, he'd act like mad, like an older brother kind of. He'd like bully me. Like, I don't know, like Eunice knows. Eunice, like, she'd be like, "Bro, are you okay?" Like, I'd be like, "Yo, I'm chilling," but
are you crying?
No, I'm okay. But then he made me feel comfortable, and because of him, serving became a family thing. I feel like I'm just serving my family at PEM.
That's dope.
And that's the mindset that I have now.
I feel like were you like stage fright a little bit in the beginning?
Nah, I feel like I was just like, I didn't want to be out of place. I didn't want to like be distracting with like my playing, but now I just play whatever. Because like I realized eventually like Christian, like the entire team, like we just want to worship, and whatever that looks like for us individually, I try to be mindful, like this is how I worship. Like I just want to play these certain types of notes, or like this way, and then I'll do that. But it's just been fun from the get-go. Like
I'm always curious about this. Are there times like do you have like a thing that you do when you feel it? You know what I mean? When you start feeling it, like
no, you might know. I think Eunice might know. Like I look at like the person I'm like vibing with, that. And my mouth is like open. I try not to do that.
You
anymore.
smile like ear to ear. I think last week Christian was like going
he was like
on, and you were just staring at him, just playing a guitar. Like, yeah, bro, dude, I love when that happens. I think that's like the energy that like resonates off the stage. Like as a person who watches, like when I see David start jumping with his acoustic guitar, bro, I'm like in the back. I'm still trying to say hi, welcome, happy Sunday. But then I look over, I'm like, yo, let's go. Like go off. And I think that's just something that like, like keep doing what you're doing. Dude, I see like how much fun you're having. And like, I can see like what you mean genuinely, like you guys are like serving as a family. But yeah, I guess moving on, you're shifting over from college to a young adult.
Yeah.
And personally for me, I haven't had that experience because like, again, I started my journey when I was a young adult. I'm still a young adult. So I never really had a major life change yet and had to juggle my faith with it. But with you, like, how's that going with you? Like, because going from college to young adult is like a major shift.
I have like mixed feelings about it because even when I came back, so freshman year, I was in the Emmaus, college ministry, like P. Danny, like shout out P. Danny, he was like, always there. But I feel like when I came back, I kind of hung out with like the older crowd, like Peter, like Christian. I guess just praising people if you think about it. So I didn't really connect with the Emmaus kids until like when I went back for my last semester this past fall.
Were you commuting for like a while? Or?
Yeah, I commuted.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, the last semester, but I like chill at Livy all the time, and that's when I got to know Darren, Max, like all these Emmaus folk, like same age as me, and I feel like the connections I made there, it like got so deep that it made the transition really. Like if I didn't meet them, it would have been mad easy. I would have been like, yo, I'm a YA now. Like I'm like you Christian, but like
you kind of set those roots with them. Yeah.
And then for me, like I started working when they were still finishing up. So I feel like that last like March, April, May, when they were finishing up and I was like just starting to work, that was like pretty hard because I just wanted to chill with them. I wanted to like be there for their last moments, but trying to juggle that with work, it was kind of hard. Yeah. But even now, like some of them have to keep doing school because of pharmacy or like whatever. But it's been getting easier. I feel like just getting into the routine of like working, and I still see them every Sunday.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, like it kind of sounds like you're towing the line, like you're playing on both sides, because like there are benefits like with hanging out with people who are older than you, but then there are benefits to hanging out with people who are the same age as you. I think now is like the time of my life where I have the most friends who are the same age as me, because like when I was growing up, I was literally hanging out with my older cousins. Like I didn't really have like friends outside of school for a long time. I just hung out with my cousins, and then I think when I got to college, that's when I didn't know how to interact with people my own age. It's weird. Right? You get that?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's just like, because I don't know what it is, how to explain it. It just feels like, I don't want to say like I feel like self-righteous when I hang out. Like I used to, not now, like when I used to, I was like, man, I hang out with older crowds. You guys are a bunch of babies.
Y'all not like me.
Yeah,
like,
dude. I'm mature for my age. That's like the kind of mentality. I'm mature. How's young adulthood now? Like how's work?
Dude, it's not bad. I feel like just now, like maybe a month ago, I like got into like that flow where it's like work is just work. After work, I like make plans or have me time. But I feel like being at church, like, nice, dude, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because like PYC, praise team again. But like, it's like something I look forward to. I feel like that helps me get through the week. Like, okay, like I'm gonna be at church on Friday. Like, I just have to get through like Monday through Friday. Like
praise and prayer also helps too in the middle.
Oh
of the
yeah,
week. Bro, that's MVP of the week. I didn't go this past week, sorry, but like I've been trying to come out more often. But PMP on Wednesday. Chef's kiss. It's like what everyone needs.
Shameless plug. Like
go to that. It's really good. Yeah. But like, or do you feel like, are you starting to feel those tugs from like work just taking up a lot of your mental space?
Dude, in the beginning it was so hard. I feel like my entire like CPU of my brain was like on work and like transitioning. But now I'm at a place where I feel like I can just separate it. Like work is work. Like that doesn't define who I am.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like for people transitioning too, who like just graduated from Emmaus, like work shouldn't define who you are. Like if you're passionate about it, that's great. Yeah. Personally, I'm not passionate about what I do. Yeah. It's just work. Yeah. Like, I'm passionate about like, being with my friends, serving family, stuff like that.
Yeah, because we're told that we have to be passionate about our jobs. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're balancing it, because I'm personally still struggling, right? Because like work is stressful at the moment. I feel like every time someone says like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm okay. Like,
oh dude. Yeah.
Because when I get into something, whether or not I like it or not, like I go down rabbit holes. I get really like attention to detail. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm like a goldfish. So like I can't go that attention to detail.
That's good.
I'm like at a macro level, I'm like, I think it's going okay. So
I wish I had that, bro. I feel like for me, I'm like overthinking and looking at every detail, making sure it's wrong. The minute I find something wrong, I'm like, bro,
are you okay? I'm
okay. Like I get like really stressed out easily, especially with work. But I definitely agree with you that like going to church, oh my God, it's just like times where I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, dude, it's like refreshing.
Yeah. But it's such an emotional roller coaster, because like I'll go to church on the Sundays and then I'm like, oh, this is great. And then the minute I leave PEM, I get the Sunday scaries, bro.
No, dude, that Sunday night going into Monday, that's rough.
I get so butterflies. I get butterflies.
Dude, I'm in bed like, bro, should I just quit right now?
Yeah, I think I go through that all the time. Like, bro, I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to go back to college. Just say I'm getting my master's. Use that excuse. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I get those panic attacks. Like, and then like, I don't know if you have those things, but like, I'm like, maybe I'll get some extra work done on Sunday. But I'm like, no, the Lord won't like that. No,
Yeah.
That's a commandment. Don't work. It's Sunday. But,
yeah, that's one thing. I feel like people think that, especially me, like, because I wasn't, I didn't grow up at church. I feel like I thought serving was either you're a pastor, you're a teacher, or you're on praise team.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know there were so many avenues to serve in.
Yeah.
But at PEM, like, we have literally everything.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone has like a certain thing they're good at or like better at. And I feel like everyone should just like think about serving, even if they don't commit to it right away.
Yeah.
This is like an encouragement for the people at PEM, but try to find your own like avenue of service, because like we're called to serve,
Yeah.
we're called to serve.
That's literally what God made us for.
No,
Serve.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go to seminary, become a pastor.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And encouraging too, because I think you're right. Like people think, oh, how can I serve? Like they think it's like the big things, but it's the little things.
Literally.
Yeah. And even it's not, it doesn't have to be like a set role. It just be like, I'm going to go meet someone new today at church. I'm going to make another relationship at church. But I think you can be definitely one of those big beacons on how to serve. Because I feel like from what I heard, from what I learned about you, is it's like you went from a place where like you were kind of like dealing with it internally, right? And kind of isolating yourself, not really serving too much, to a place where like you're serving, but you're out there on the dance floor serving, bro. Like
I'm dancing.
you're dancing.
Come on. No, that's the thing though. Like back to the conversation before, like again, like I don't feel like I'm just being myself. Like I feel like I try not to put on a mask to seem like I'm mad holy, but I'm still serving. And
that's what's up.
I feel like if your heart's there, like you should serve. Like you don't have to be mad holy.
Yeah, no, dude, I resonate with that so much. Because once you get in that overthinking thing, it's just like you're just telling yourself no because you're scared.
No, actually.
Yeah.
Just like literally like all the leaders at PEM, everyone at PEM, like they're so approachable. And like even final boss Pete on. Just go up to him, be like, yo, what's up?
What's up with it?
What's up with it? Yeah, no, actually though. Like I feel like PEM is really good at that. Being very, I don't want to say lighthearted. Like they're lighthearted, but also like when they need to be serious, obviously they're able to do that. But being able to just be like, yo, like P-Day, what's up? Like, how's your week? There's no like pressure to be like, oh, like anointed P-Day, like
what advice? What advice?
Yeah, you don't have to be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
And then just,
I think that was one of the things at PEM that caught me off guard. Because like I grew up in a Catholic church.
Yeah.
The priest wears like, looks like a wizard. Like,
I felt that.
He has like robes and stuff. Like it just feels weird just like asking him.
Yeah.
So like I remember the first time I came to PEM and I think it was P-Don came up and he was like, hey, how's it going? I was like, oh, hey. It kind of caught me off guard. But like, P-Don knows how to dap it up like a bro.
For sure. Dude, he's like that.
He's like so approachable. And I think that trickles down to everyone at PEM. I think that sort of ease definitely trickles down. That's why like it makes it so easy to serve. I think people just need that push like what P-Day gave you.
Yeah, like a small push. Like bro, hey, just serve.
Yeah, just serve. Just do it. And if it doesn't turn out, what's the worst that can happen? Honestly.
Just be served. Then let us serve you.
Yeah. There's another plan that God has for you. Just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's definitely like simple advice. I love simple advice.
Yeah.
Because when you get complicated advice, like it kind of makes it seem like a to-do list.
Yeah, literally. Like it's no big deal. Just do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Do it. Start small, work your way up.
Yeah.
And like you can see like Raymond, like all the fruits of your like your testimonies. I think that's like that just shows that it's not all for naught. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that's the saying. All for naught.
Make it a thing.
Well, dude, that was a very, very fun conversation. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
But I think we definitely uncovered and, got some gems out of it. And I hope like those gems that you shared are received well by the congregation. They resonate with it. They can use this. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming out, like, you know, spending the time. If anything like that we talked about really piqued your interest, and, you know, this is like a conversation you really want to break in even more, you know, you can find Jimothy Butler
Sure.
on stage with a sick pink guitar, laying down some nice licks, you know, during praise
I mean, I
team.
guess so.
Super approachable guy. Like I said, like we've only started like talking like, what is it, a couple months ago?
Over the Gucci
Over the Gucci
Yeah.
loafers, and we got like flooded that one time, but he's super easy to talk to, super approachable. Like everyone that we talked about at PEM, like just go out there, go serve. I think that's like what we like the main message today, I think, that I learned from you.
Yeah.
To continue serving, and find him at PEM. Do you want to drop your handle?
Nah.
No, you don't even use your Instagram that much.
Not
I
really.
noticed. Yeah,
Just come up to me while I'm cleaning up after praise team. Be like,
Yeah.
yo, you're that guy who like, I don't even know.
you're that dude.
You're that dude who told middle schoolers not to study.
Yeah, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, have those conversations. Like we encourage all that. But yeah, thanks again, bro. It was a pleasure.